Alright, good afternoon everyone. Today is Friday, the 22nd day of June 2012. Gonna go over the trades that set up this morning, or lack thereof, and show you what we took. Alright, we really didn't have a lot of trades. We didn't take any NQ trades. We didn't take any YM trades. We took one ES trade. I'll explain why we took it. It ended up losing. There was one ES trade right here that lost. Okay, I'll get into that in a minute. We took one crude trade, and we missed a few. Excuse me, we missed a few crude trades that did actually set up. I'll go over all of that stuff here for you in just a couple of minutes. All right, I'm not going to go over any NQ because we really didn't even look at it this morning. I'll go over the YM on the larger time frame though, not on the smaller time frame, because the smaller time frame was just a whole bunch of nothing this morning. All right, so let's get started. I had one ES trade that didn't work out, so we were -1 right there, -1 trade right there, 2 points. And over here on the crude, I had one trade that stopped me out to the tick before it advanced 28 ticks from my entry. So this was -8 ticks on the crude. All right, that was the results of the morning. Now let's just go over this ES. I'm gonna flip to the hourly first, just so you can see what transpired from yesterday. We had this huge down move yesterday. Now after you get a huge move like this, it's often the day following a move like that is going to be a consolidation day. Today is consolidation. You can see right here for these many hours, I think 9 hours, I think I had counted this morning, it was in a 2 3/4 point range for 9 hours. It finally got out of it a little bit this morning, but not enough to give us any opportunity. The one trade that I did take right here, I didn't want to take this trade because it was going right into the weekly trading zone. You see after the bullish cross it pulled back to the BBC. Right there is where you would have been looking to enter. It went 1 point from the actual entry, and then it drew down 2.5 points. Let's see. The next opportunity, there was nothing in here because we didn't have any bars pull away from the BBC. It just chopped sideways here for a whole hour or so. And then it finally started to move up. It got up above the weekly trading zone here. It pulled back to the BBC inside the weekly trading zone. And we had a pierce of a blue envelope down here with a green trend strength line. This normally suggests a 5 to 6 point move will be coming. That's why I took this trade inside the weekly trading zone. Normally I don't take trades inside the zone like this, but this time I did because we had the pierce of the blue envelope here suggesting it was going to keep moving up. And I think, when it's all said and done, it may finish that move. We're expecting it to get up to 31, at least 31. But in this particular case, it went sideways for a very long time here. I think I had probably 1 or 2 ticks profit in it at one point, and then it stopped me out and it moved down. Now on the way down, we didn't take this short trade right here because it was going right into the zone. Same thing here. We didn't take this trade because it was going right into the zone. Right here, we didn't go long because it's going into the zone. So right now, obviously, you can see it's just stuck here sideways. And that, my friends, was the morning. That was pretty much the whole morning. On the YM, I'm going to show you the 500 contract chart right here. Okay, because it's the only one that really had anything this morning. You can see right here, let's start at the beginning, 9:30. 9:30 right here, everything opened up. Cycle was headed down. Okay, the cycle was headed down. And we had a pullback up to the BBC right there. Okay, cycle was headed down, pulled back up to the BBC for an opportunity to short. Then we had a bullish cross, cycle's headed up, pull back to the BBC for an opportunity to get long. Another one right in here, right there. Okay, then the cycle got overbought. It dropped down through the BBC. Again, right here, cycle moving down. We had to pull back up to the BBC there, and again there, and again there. Those were the opportunities this morning on the YM. Okay, now you can see right here in this area right here, it's all just choppy and sideways. On the smaller time frame and on the larger time frame, it really didn't give us anything to go with. Okay, it was this middle time frame, the 500 contract, that had the opportunities on it. Let's see. I didn't look at the NQ at all, so I'm not going to even show that. But what I will show here is the crude, because I did look at the crude. All right. Now right here, where we had a bullish cross, right here, price pulled back down to the BBC. Right there, I had an entry right here on the up close. You see we had bullish divergence down here on the bottom. Okay, bullish divergence, tested the BBC, we had the up close. I put the order on right there and filled right there. It pulled back and stopped me out exactly to my tick right here. And then it advanced 28 ticks from my entry point. Okay, so my entry was right here and then it went up 28 ticks. That's $280 a contract right there, guys. That's a whole day's worth of work. If you got that and you didn't stop out like I did, great. If not, there was another opportunity right here. I missed this one. Okay, but we had some bullish divergence here. We had the up close. That one went 24 ticks. So that was $280 a contract. This $240 a contract. Now over here, the cycle started moving down on you. So if you got in here, you had probably 10 ticks profit in there. But the cycle was moving down on you, so I wasn't interested in that. Over here, there was a short opportunity. The cycle was blue, but it wasn't headed up. It wasn't turned up against you. There was an opportunity to short in there. An opportunity over here to get long. Again, you can see the divergence right there. All right, an opportunity to get long. Over here, there was an opportunity to get short. This one only gave about 5 or 6 ticks before it pulled all the way back up here and moved down. Depending on how you entered that trade and what you had on for risk, you may have stopped out here, you may have had your stop at break even, or you may have done nothing. Over here, when this happened, there was bullish divergence, price pulled down, and I said right in here is the spot where you would have wanted to get long on that. Okay, right there, and it went a little bit, and then it drew down about 6 ticks before it moved up and made this huge move up right here. Okay, this one right here, if you got long right there, the cycle was, by the time it gave the up close, the cycle was so far against you, and this is, we were going over this in the live trading room this morning. We had an open house, by the way, this morning, and a bunch of folks came in, which was nice to see you guys again. By the time this gave the up close, the cycle was so far against it, I didn't want to take that trade, so I'll take that off of there. There was bearish divergence over here, so the down close was right here. Now this one didn't go anywhere. Went about 5 or 6 ticks before it turned around and went against it. You may have stopped out on that. I use an 8-tick stop on these trades, and that may have stopped you out. Okay. Over here, this one, I think it went 6 ticks against before it moved up 8 ticks. Okay. So the entry would have been right in here, right in there. All right, I think right in there at 79.33, drew down to 79.27, and then it moved up to 79.41. So from 33 to 41 was the 8 ticks right there. Okay, it was 6 ticks, 6 ticks drawdown on that particular one. Over here, this was right at the close of the morning session, right in here, but that was very similar to this one, almost identical to that one. You would have been looking into right in here at 79.24. It drew to 79.31 for a 7-tick drawdown, and then it dropped down to 79.16 for an 8-tick potential profit. All right. From there, we're right here right now with some bullish divergence, but we had too many closes down below the BBC for me to really want to take this trade right here. Okay, it's working out just fine, but you can see right here you had some bullish divergence and a drop down test to the BBC. Well, you had it over here too. The same thing. You had the bullish divergence here, test to the BBC with an up close. That one didn't really go anywhere, but you had a second opportunity right here, but I wouldn't have taken this one right here. I would have taken that one, okay, had I been watching it. And that was crude this morning, okay? We don't normally go over crude, but today, because the smaller time frames on the NQ and on the YM are so choppy, I thought I would just look at crude instead of those. And that's it. You can see the ES right now is really doing nothing. I drew this trend line in this morning when price was right in here, consolidating right in here, and I drew this trend line and it came back, hit the trend line, and failed off it. Now we've had some closes up above it, but it's not doing anything in here right now. All right. That, I believe, is it.